to our fellow cleaning professionals. We know our industry does not get a lot of respect. We're so glad you're here. We make this free content for you. We understand the challenges of the industry. If you've gotten value out of this, please subscribe. And for those business owners you know, team members you know, share this podcast with them. We're so grateful, and let's get back to the doc. Joel, we're back, and we're talking about cleaning companies as the last line of protection. What do you mean by that?
We are a security company.
I beg your pardon?
We are a security company.
Are we hitting people with mop heads?
Oh, that has happened. I didn't do it. Wait a minute. I didn't do it. I've worked for companies where, yes, mop heads have been used to come in contact with other people's heads, but different companies, different time. But no, janitorial companies become an unpaid security company.
How so?
Because when we finish our jobs at night, we're supposed to make sure all the water is off.
Gotcha.
Make sure all the coffee pots are off. Make sure that all the doors are locked. And make sure that the alarm is set. And then, you know, in at least upstate New York, we have seasons of the year, both winter and summer, where you have swelling of casements. And sometimes doors don't fully latch and connect. And if that door is not locked, that building is not secure.
Gotcha.
So therefore, you can't just walk away. You don't get paid extra for all that now, as well as the people that walk up to the door after hours that's on a time lock and go, "Hey, you saw me just leave." Comment is, well, if you really are supposed to be here after hours, your access badge will let you in.
Come on, just open the door.
I don't know if you got fired earlier today. Yeah, but I'm a partner. And partnerships have never fallen apart.
Ooh, what an ugly place to put someone on the janitorial staff. That's awful.
And it happens more times than you would think.
What's your advice to someone who's in this space and hasn't really dealt with this much? Because it's going to happen.
Oh, it happens. Like I said, a lot more often than you think. People try to play us as, hey, you know me. I work here. We talk. I've bought you coffee. I've given you candy off my desk when I've been in here or whatever. They try to play the guilt trip. And I know I tell my staff, and even on the consulting clients that I have, is that once somebody has exited that building, if they belong there, they have access into that building. It is not up to us to let them in. So sometimes the person says, well, fine, I'm just going to wait until you come out the door and I'll go in. Then you call 911. And it does happen.
Oh.
I'm with the cleaning staff. I'm at XYZ company. Somebody's at the door threatening to come in as soon as I exit the building. I want to escort out. And that is what has to be done, because we don't know what that person's intentions are. And as we know, in the last many years now, there has been a complete change in philosophy, and people have to be more aware of their surroundings because we don't know if a person really has good intentions.
I have a follow-up question on this, and it relates to a recent episode that we did on recording, and it was all about job specs. Do you put that line or recommend putting that line regarding we're not going to let people in the building anywhere in your terms of service or the job spec? Do you do that?
It is in our employee manual.
Okay.
It's gone over it on the onboarding side.
Thank you, Herman.
Thank you, Herman. And the other part is that we do tell our clients that we do not let anybody in after hours. And they appreciate that because they don't think it's a big deal until you start telling them some stories.
Yeah.
And with 42 years in the business, I might have a story or two.
Yeah, I bet you might.
It's even recently happened to my night manager less than a week ago where someone said, I left this on my desk. I'm sorry. Well, just get me in, bring it back. Nothing leaves that building that we didn't bring in. He called me, I called the contact, and the contact said, hey, you guys are doing the right thing. Anybody who's allowed to be in there after hours has access on their badge for after hours. That person obviously shouldn't be there. Can you give me a description of the individual? Better than that, we got a picture.
Oh, there we go.
That leaves all the doubt out of it.
Yeah. Joel, it's harsh to think that the cleaning staff, who might just be kind-hearted folks, would get stuck here. But it's great advice for the owner to brief them, and you just have to be by the book.
You have to be by the book. And you don't know if that person got terminated that day. And you may have worked there 10 years. You've seen that person there 10 years. You just do not know.
Joel, great advice. Thank you.
You're welcome.